Druid.
Druid versus
Paladin.
Gaara's Paladin.
Gaara's gonna have to win 3 in a row here.
Well, we've seen it happen today, and it was actually Savjz who pulled it off. So Savjz has actually won his last 5 games in a row.
Yeah, he's on a roll for sure. But he looks pretty fatigued.
Letting out a couple yawns in that last series.
Definitely.
Looking pretty tired.
Gaara's trying to stay up with the energy drink, seeing if he can stay diligent and awake. It's tough. It's tough to win this matchup if you're the Druid, but I think it's definitely doable. It's much better if it's ramped than it is fast Druid, and I think that's one of the tickets there, that Savjz has a slower ramp Druid, and if there's not enough pressure or power to push through the big taunts, and you know your qualities have to get used up on just a small amount of targets, I think there's a way for Druid to definitely take this match and Savjz win 3-0.
Yeah. Where's Gaara from again?
Gaara's from Germany, but his nationality is Bosnian.
Okay.
Yeah. Savjz is from Finland.
Yeah. Which one's further east?
Bosnia, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Bosnia is towards like the southern east part of Europe.
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah, it's by like Hungary.
it's in,
Romania.
yeah, it's one of the further Eastern European countries.
Your American is showing, TJ.
I actually have a really good grasp of European geography.
Yeah?
It's just hard for me to picture since Finland's so far north. It's hard for me to like line it up in my head on a map.
Gotcha.
But
I would assume that it's definitely more east, but
Yeah.
you're talking about time zone. You think it's an hour ahead or something, or what?
probably. I think it's close, but I actually used to play a lot of custom maps in StarCraft Brood War, and Diplomacy was one of the main
those
custom
games
maps
last
that I used to
forever.
play. I learned a lot about European geography through playing the Diplomacy custom map in StarCraft Brood
Good
War.
times. Good times.
Yeah.
I never played too much of that Diplomacy or like Lord of the Rings stuff.
Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep.
Helm's Deep join
No,
now.
I played those Madness games. I played like the Simpsons Madness.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, you're
Where
like,
you- where you
start off
spawn
with
in a base
Zerglings,
and
they're
then
all like bards, and then
Yeah.
you level up to Lisa's or something.
I played the micromanaging game where you had to like micro a ling. What was that called?
Defense.
No, you just had you were just a Zergling.
Oh, a bound.
Yeah. And you just had to like go these little challenges. It was all about your
yeah. It's all
your
about timing
microplay.
and execution
Yeah.
and stuff. Fun stuff. Well, I mean, that was all the precursor to what inevitably led to a bunch of mods and custom maps, and then eventually Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Hearthstone actually is accessible in WoW. If you go to like a tavern, you can play Hearthstone. I don't think you can play Hearthstone.
It's actually a reward from missions. There's actually in
Yeah.
garrisons, which is a new feature in World of Warcraft. Ben Brode walks around your garrison and sells Hearthstone board and Hearthstone accessories.
That's funny.
They're actually really expensive. He sells them for like 500 gold, which for like a small toy is actually quite expensive. So.
It's 500 gold a lot, and WoW.
Not right now, but like for a small like novelty toy, like all it does is say, blah blah blah, plays Hearthstone, and that's it. Like that's what the toy does.
That's awesome. I'd do that.
You should play WoW and just.
No.
Okay, sorry, base for you.
Wild growth is just the strongest it is here. I agree with not using hero power just for the efficiency of it. Interesting that he's so anxious to get the zombie chow in to control the board. This is how much Savjz respects the paladin and like what it can do.
Yeah, he knows that as long as he controls early, that he'll be in a good spot once it gets later, once he can get those big drops out.
Right.
And this is a heavy ramp from Savjz. He plays Ancient of Wars and very taunt heavy with double Sentient Shield Master. But he also plays one copy of the combo.
Oh.
He actually played that so quickly that it didn't even have time to register in his hand.
Yeah. That or Senjin is just an intention. Well, I don't want to see it. Because then he'll hear me.
An attention
And then the
troll.
Senjin will come after me.
You already have nightmares about Sneed's old shredders and Kel'Thuzad's parachuting into your room. You don't need nightmares of Sentient Shield Masters.
Good times. Shit, next Rammus. Pretty valuable to just build up. Doesn't look like Paladin has a way to immediately kill it off right now. Oh, hold
Well, he could.
It's definitely hard though. You have 3 juggles. And they have to hit 50-50. 2 of them have to do it.
And Gaara expended a lot of his good fortune
In Series 1.
in Series 1. So we'll see if it's continuing here. Bold call.
No. No. Here we
Oh!
go. No.
And this plays pretty heavily into swipe.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I think you want to. Do you want to swipe the face? So that way you can get a little bit more damage in?
If you're playing combo, yes. Actually, I think regardless, yes.
Well, you know, if you're playing Ramp Druid with no combo, I don't think there's any pressure. You actually want to minimize the damage you take.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a great point.
Man, Gaara's really in an awkward spot now.
Oh,
Harrison Jones gets challenged by the Shade next turn. Shield bot doesn't do much. And Savjz is in a pretty dominant spot here. Ancient of War will go uncontested.
yeah, and if he doesn't have a way to deal with it right away, like if he doesn't draw into an equality.
It's always scary though, because what if he gets Black Knighted? What if it gets easily wrecked?
I think you still have to force your opponent to have it in that situation.
Play around Black Knight, uproot.
I actually found myself in a situation last night after the broadcast in Druid where it was the only time I've ever played Ancient War with uproot.
It's not as uncommon as you might think. For example, against Hunter, it's like the only way you can win is to uproot and race him for 10 damage.
It was against Freeze Mage.
Okay. Oh yeah, that also is another scenario too.
So I realized that the only way that I was going to win is if I pushed through damage. I actually ended up losing that game anyway.
Yeah.
But
it felt cool.
yeah. Well, yeah.
As long as you hit with it once.
I did hit with it once. And then I lost the following turn, so.
Oh man. Gaara is in such big trouble here. He still can't push through the taunt here.
I mean, it's still a little bit early, but just not being able to deal with that might even
He's
just seal
losing
the
too
game.
much momentum on board.
Yeah.
This is one of the challenges, right? The Paladin's given up. Like, it doesn't have a lot of those really strong things. Like, before, it used to have incredible spot removal with, like, Elder Peacekeeper and Kodo or Humility Kodo. And, like, now it's replaced it with Quartermaster and the Muster for battle. So as a result, a lot of the synergies across to control the board has been reduced for snowballing your cards to have a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That is a nasty draw. Ancient of Lore's like just adding insult to injury here.
He's got to think about it for a second because he doesn't want to miss an opportunity to be able to cleanly clear the board. But it's a pretty easy choice.
He's also looking to maybe just pick up combo and win.
Yeah.
Yep. So can Gaara do anything from here? Hammer doesn't do much. He might be able to stay alive with Lay on hands. Emphasis on might.
But that's his entire turn.
Right.
Well, he picks up a quality, but it might not even
Oh,
matter.
actually he's dead. His Force of Nature is 6 damage from the hand, and Savjz is going to go to the finals because there's just no way for him to actually not die.
Wow.
So, very quick series, despite the fact that I was talking about how strong the technical play was, but looks like it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Even despite that, it just happens. Looks like Savjz is going to go to the finals, and Gaara will get stopped in the semifinals, which means one of 2 players between him and KitKat will be going to the LAN.
Yep. Well played by Gaara. Unfortunately, since it's the last week, nobody but the winner gets any sort of benefit. So, a little heartbreaking to lose at that point, but he had a good day. Only 3-0 series of the day prior to this one. Yep. And you got to take something away from that.
Yeah, he beat a Maz, a pretty tough opponent, and 3-0 convincingly. He also lost 0-3, so overall very middle of the road experience for him. Savjz, in the meantime, He's hanging out like a champ, and we have one final series to determine who is coming to February land. Will it be an American or will it be a European?
The ultimate
struggle continues.
Yes, the ultimate rivalry.
I'm looking forward
NA
to it
versus
because
EU.
I'm having a feeling that we're going to have some really fun moments in that series. Savjz is another player that also played a lot of Warrior back in the day, too.
Yep.
Just FYI.
Indeed.
That series was brought to you by our wonderful partners over at Cooler Master Newegg, Crucial, and Western Digital. Check out all their cool products here. It supports, it keeps the lights on here, supports us, and if you click on the link and just browse through some of the sales or just check out any of their cool stuff, you might find something that you like and support Hearthstone Esports. Another person who's supporting Hearthstone Esports is Plantronics. They've been giving away gear with their headsets as well as expert packs so that you guys can open up your collections. Maybe you can open up your own Sneasel Shredder or dust it. You can find out how throughout the breaks. We're going to go to a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to have the finals for Week 8 here at the Legendary Series. Stay tuned.